2019 Audi R5 Sportback Review. Practical performance. I'd really like an Audi R5 Coupe, but I really need some more doors. The usable rear seat and up to 35 cubic feet of luggage space. That's probably an inner conversation no buyer is ever going to have with himself as he walks into his friendly local Audi dealer, but it neatly sums up the appeal of the latest addition to Audi's burgeoning cars lineup. The 2019 Audi R5 Sportback is a practical performance car, the civilized family vehicle when you need it to be, and a snorting supercar when you want it to be. Here are the headline numbers: 444 horsepower, 443 pounds-feet of torque, 0 to 60 mph in 3.8 seconds, and a top speed if you order the optional Dynamic Plus package of 174 miles per hour. All that and room for the kid and their stuff built on VW Group's NLBV hardware. The R5 Sportback is identical to its door sibling from the vehicular forward. However, wheelbase and overall length have grown 2.3 inches to accommodate the rear doors, and the roof is 1.1 inches taller to improve passenger headroom. The extra doors and the large rear hatch mean the Sportback weighs 89 pounds more than the Coupe, which Audi says accounts for it being 1/10 of a second slower to 60 miles per hour. The R5's twin-turbo 2.9-liter V6, and Audi makes it very clear this engine, also used in SPORTBACK namely, was developed entirely in-house, delivers a creamy surge of thrust accompanied by a wobbly baritone exhaust rumble when you nail the gas. It's one of the nicest V6s in the business, though with peak power arriving at a relatively modest 5,700 RPM. It lacks the thrilling top-end zing of the 4.2-liter V8 that powered previous generation Dars 4/5 cars, but whereas the V8 developed 317 pounds-feet at 4,000 RPM, the V6 makes its maximum 443 pounds-feet available from just 1,900 RPM. It's a torque monster, and rapid progress is most effortlessly achieved by short shifting before the digital catches starts flashing red to warn of the approaching red limit, or you can leave the 8-speed VF transmission to its own devices. That the engine's torque curve is flatter than Kansas, from 1,900 RPM to 5,000 RPM. Gives it a lot to work with. There's always a response when you get on the throttle in the normal drive mode. What Audi confusingly called auto, the transmission flies through the ratios before settling in the highest, most efficient gear and letting the torque do the work, but in dynamic mode it neatly downshifts right where you want it on corner entry. The engine matching brakes on the way through and will coolly hold gear. When you lift off the gas you'd still be quicker down a canyon road, panning the paddles, shifting yourself, but not by much. The R5 Sportback is 0.3 inch lower than the regular S5 Sportback. The standard wheel/tire combination is 19-inch forged alloys with 265/35 summer tires, but our US spec tester was fully loaded, fitted with 20-inch wheels and 275/35 tires, and the Dynamic Plus pack that adds monster 15.7-inch carbon ceramic brakes and gray painted calipers up front, in addition to dynamic ride control, which uses steel springs and 3-stage adjustable shocks connected diagonally via oil lines running through a central valve to reduce diagonal pitching and roll through corners. Oh, and the Dynamic Plus pack also includes a tweak to the engine management system that lifts the max from 155 miles per hour to 174 miles per hour. Don't want or need 174 miles per hour and the brakes to match? No problem, just order the Dynamic Pack, which gives you the highly effective dynamic ride control suspension, along with red painted calipers for the steel brakes and the R Sports exhaust system with blackout tips. Just to show what you pay for, you don't know there's the longer wheelbase and extra weight of the R5 Sportback on the road. However, like its door sibling, the R5 Sportback is a car whose front axle weight bias demands precision on corner entry and driven cars. But although the steering is accurate and there's decent front-end grip, you never get a detailed read as to what's happening at the tire contact patch. So the best way to attack the twisties is slow in, without allowing the clever drivetrain to best apportion the torque between the front and rear axles and the rear wheels to punch the car away from the apex. Ironically, despite the label, dynamic mode isn't the best for press-on road driving. Even on Germany's smooth lanes, the ultra-stiff damper rates deliver a jiggling ride, and the novelty of the amplified rumble from the exhaust wears off quickly. The solution: switch the drive mode to individual and set the suspension and exhaust to the comfort settings, and everything else to dynamic. Thus configured, the R5 is a fast, comfortable, coherent brand truly smoke on any paved road in any weather. Americans don't like wagons, which is why we don't get them heroically subversive cars 4 and R6 load bunkers this side of the pond. But we're not exactly fans of hatchbacks either. Audi's A/S7 and A/S5 5-doors are the exceptions that prove the rule. However, the A/S5 Sportback outsells the A/S5 Coupe by almost 3-to-1, and all of American product planners fully expect the RS5 Sportback to be one of the company's most popular cars models. It's not hard to see why, with a roofline that sweeps down into a fast backlight. A regular Sportback looks more like a racing 4-door coupe than a prosaic grocery getter. The RS family visual cues add muscle to the mix. The grille is shallower and wider. The fenders have been pumped 0.6-inch on each side, and the new front and rear bumpers are adorned with the usual performance car prerequisites such as vents, spoilers, splitters, and diffusers. 8 exterior colors are available at launch, including the lovely Ars Leonardo Gray and Sonoma Green, which is exclusive to RS5 models. The interior is typically body beautifully designed and impeccably executed suede in stitched leather with soft sheen aluminum highlights. Audi's impressively configurable virtual cockpit digital instrumentation packed with standard equipment, and the ARC-specific head-up display showing engine oil temperature, lap time, and shift lights in addition to speed and NA. The information is available as an option. That 35.0 cubic feet of luggage capacity enough, says Audi, for 5 golf bags or for full-size suitcases is what you get when you fold the rear seats. Flat seats up. The RS5 will haul 21.8 cubic feet of stuff. In case you're wondering, that's about 14% less luggage capacity than an RS wagon with the seats down, and only 3% less with the seats up. You can't buy an AMG C63 wagon in the US. BMW hasn't built an M3 wagon for a few years now. Jaguar couldn't make a business case for an XE Sport Brake, and Cadillac has long since given up any ambition to play in the space. All of this leaves $75,195 Audi RS5 Sportback pretty much in a category of one if you want out-of-box performance and genuine practicality in a premium mid-size package. It's the only game in town but one worth the price of admission. 019 Audi RS5 Sportback Review 2019 Audi RS5 Sportback Review Practical